Hazy, hot, and humid with spotty storms possible on Friday. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldridge, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center, where you can see from the Ultimate Doppler radar, we have some heat advisories that go into effect at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Runs till 10 o'clock tomorrow evening for southeast Kentucky. Now, the Jackson National Weather Service office felt it prudent to issue that for heat indices closer to 105, if not higher. Now, it'll be maybe closer to 100 here, but it's academic. It's going to be hot everywhere, as you can see from the Ultimate Doppler radar. A couple of isolated storms in the Smokies, still hanging tough along the higher terrain, but things will be quieting down later tonight. By the way, the Ultimate Doppler radar presented by Madlock Tire Service and Auto Repair, East Tennessee's #1 tire shop and auto repair since 1953. They have 5 convenient locations to serve you. If you need an oil change, maybe you need your tires rotated, maybe you need a whole new set of tires, they're there to help you, and they do a fantastic job. By the way, the clouds have been thinning out over the last couple of hours. You'll see the bigger picture shows there's still cloudiness across parts of West Virginia and the Ohio Valley. But for us, we'll look for a few scattered clouds. It'll be humid, if not muggy tonight. We'll be watching that closely. Our high temperature today, talk of the town. It hit 93 degrees as expected. That was 5 degrees above the average, which is normally 88 degrees this time of year. The record high from 1952, that was a hot year, 103, 10 degrees shy from that, but 75 was our starting point this morning. We hit 93 in Oak Ridge, 93 Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, 93 Maryville, very common 93 was, 93 in Athens, but only 86 Crossville, Cumberland County. Now, if you put this in perspective, the bigger picture shows they were in the upper 90s today, that's the actual air temperature, in Chattanooga, hot like a firecracker, 97 in Atlanta, 97 in Tupelo. But when you look at the hottest days of the year so far, you go back to the first day of this month, and of course today, we eclipsed that by 1 degree. But fear not, we're going to surpass that tomorrow when we head toward 96. I'm talking about McGee-Tyson Airport, mind you. 93 was McGee-Tyson's airport temperature today, and I think we'll surpass that on Friday. In fact, we could match it again on Saturday, so we'll have 2 chances to knock that out. By the way, the average number of days is 34 in a calendar year. 12 is typical in July, but this has been anything but a normal summer so far. No 90-degree days in May, only 1 measly day in June, and 12 days are normal. We've had 7 days. So that brings us to a total of 8 days by keeping score from the National Weather Service in Morristown. And I've got more on my blog. Go to CaptainAccurate.com. You can read more about the 90-degree days. Now, we have been talking about the dust on the premium side more extensively. I hinted at it this morning, but there is some African dust that's affecting parts of Florida and Texas over the last couple of days. But some of that might be in the air over the next day or two. This takes us to about 10, 15 or so Saturday evening. Certainly an area of Tennessee getting covered in some Sahara dust. Could make for some great sunrises, sunsets, but between the smoke, the dust, the humidity, and the heat and the humidity, it's like summer. You know, you say this is what summer's all about. Want to hang out by the pool or by the lake, whatever has got you excited this weekend. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. But you'll notice the dust goes away as we head into next week, and some of it may linger across parts of the Midwest. So that's where the future dust takes us. We'll be watching that too over the coming days. Headlines, hottest days of the year are here. Spotty storms Friday and Saturday. I do think we have a 40% chance of storms on Sunday. Only 20% tomorrow and Saturday. Speaking of storms, I want to highlight those areas that could be trouble spots tomorrow. The yellow scattered severe storms would include Chicago, Milwaukee, also maybe Lansing and Des Moines, Waterloo, Iowa, and Cleveland. Those are the hot spots tomorrow, but down here, maybe an isolated thunderstorm that could form, but nothing of severe stature. As we move into Saturday, the chance of isolated storms grow in green from New York City to Philadelphia, maybe a few areas in Nebraska, as well as, say, South Dakota, but Richmond, D.C., New York, and Boston will be watching that for some stronger storms, maybe up toward the Tri-Cities by Saturday afternoon, but not much more than that here in East Tennessee. So we get to the future cast. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Later tonight, most of the storms in the Smokies will go to bed. They will go to sleep. We head into 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It looks quiet. How on earth could you be expecting a 20% chance of storms on Friday when it looks like this in the morning? Well, give it some time. Let the heating of the day come. There's 12:15. Okay. Oh, there it is. Something. I see something. Most of it's in the mountains of North Carolina, but there could be a few that squeeze in between the valley and the plateau and fade away. So outside of that, looks like a pretty quiet pattern. Most of us will be baking. And then we do it again on Saturday, 20% chance. Some storminess down toward Atlanta, Birmingham, and you know the rest. But with the front moving into central sections of Kentucky. By Sunday, we'll have a better chance, I think, about a 40% chance of storms on Sunday. So that's the way things are shaping up as that front comes into town. Now, as we move into the next 12 hours, expecting a low temperature of average low is 69, but we should be around 73. That's pretty sticky. I think that's a good way to describe tonight. Sticky. Our lows this morning was 75. We'll be pretty close to it, 73 tonight. Few clouds. Winds about 3 to 8 miles per hour. Fog will not be much of a problem, I don't suspect, as we did not see much fog this morning either. 70 in Morristown for a low, 68 Crossville, Lake Tansy, Cumberland County, 73 Kingston for a low, 72 in Oneida. Tomorrow expecting a high of 96, a whopping 96. Now we had hit 96 multiple times by this time last year, but this would be our first time this year. And if we get only to 95, well, it's still the hottest day of the year. You know what I'm saying? Hazy, hot, and humid, spotty storms. When it rains, it can pour. Now, not everybody is expected to hit 96. Might only be 95 for Kingston, only 94 for Morristown, but you get a sense. If they were 98 today in Chattanooga, certainly some of that warmth could come here during the course of tomorrow, and I suspect many of us will be in the mid-90s. And it feels like temperature tomorrow should be in the upper 90s to around 100, where it might be closer to 105 if you're in Kentucky. See what I mean? We're splitting hairs of why are they in a heat advisory and we're not, because we don't meet the criteria per se, but it's still going to be hot. And that little fire is to illustrate the hottest days of my 7-day. 96 Saturday, 93 on Sunday, and I've got temperatures near 90, if not the upper 80s, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a spotty storm coming back in on Thursday. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. It's free. Just go to the App Store, Google Play. Works beautifully on your iPad as well. You get the latest traffic reports just by touching the little rectangle that says Pete Michaels Traffic on the app. It's awesome. Weather and traffic, perfect together. Check it out. Download it today. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.